I've got Megan Vestal, Lisa Burke, and Jim Chappett all joining me from Discover Health Movement Membership. Hey guys, thanks for joining me.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Culture's Corner, yay! So, as you know, this is a regular feature on Mondays. If you have something you would like to see on Coach's Corner, a special guest you'd like to hear from, or a topic you want us to explore, or any questions, you can put a comment in the chat, or you can reach me at discoverhealthcoaching@gmail.com. So we have an exciting announcement today from Discover Health Movement Membership, where we're going to be offering a free virtual workshop. Is that how I want to describe that, I guess? So some of you may have attended or may know that we were doing in the summer, I think it was the summer or the fall, a in-person workshop. And so we did that in Conway, we were in Sandwich, and we were in Tamworth in one day doing classes live with these guys. And we're going to do the same thing on Zoom. So Megan, you want to give us a little bit of details in terms of when that is and how people might be able to join that?
Sure. So if you're joining live, it's going to be 2 weeks from today. The date is Monday, February 22nd. And the free workshop is going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can join us from wherever. We have registration. So it's a free workshop, but in order to get the Zoom link, you'll have to register. And the link to register is on the Facebook page, both the Discover Health Functional Medicine Center Facebook page, as well as the Discover Health Movement Facebook page. And you can also get that in the event calendar on Discover Health's website. So we're really excited to bring this free workshop to you virtually. We had a lot of fun actually it was October, which seems like forever ago, but October, it was beautiful fall weather. We were outside basically introducing what our online membership has to offer. And also you'll get a little taster from each of us 3 instructors so that you get to kind of see what each of our movement modalities are about. We'll have a theme, so we're all kind of doing, you know, the same sort of thing, but with yoga, with self-myofascial release, and with movement for longevity. So if you've tried maybe 1 or 2 of those and you want to try them all, it's a really good opportunity to do so. And you can do it from the comfort of your own home.
Cool. So also, if you have friends or family or other people, I often have members telling me like, oh, I've been trying to tell my friend she should try out this class or whatever, and she doesn't really know what it is, or, you know, they haven't kind of been inspired yet to join in. They can tune in because you don't have to be a member to participate in this workshop. That's the beauty of it. So I will also post the link in the comments of this Coach's Corner after we're done, when it's posted in the group. So if anybody is a member, has been a member, or knows about the movement membership and wants to join us or pass it on, please share with others who might want to register and join. So great. That's awesome. I can't wait. I thought the last one was really fun. Personally, I loved having exposure to all 3 of the things in one class. That was kind of just fun to see the different ways you guys go about it. So Lisa, how about you? What are some of the things you maybe enjoyed from the last workshop, or what are you looking forward to in this workshop?
Well, I enjoyed being outside. It was lovely, and meeting different people that came to the workshops, and interacting, that one-on-one conversations and stuff. But I think on this platform, you don't have to drive anywhere. It's super easy. Sometimes just getting to a place, it's an extra hour out of your day driving back and forth. So here you can just, in the comfort of your home, pop on very easily, check it out. And I love that it gives people the 3 classes all in 1 hour, just little clips from each one. And as Megan said, just how they kind of integrate, where, maybe we're just working on one area of the body or one particular issue, and how the 3 modalities just kind of draw it all together and in a very rounded way kind of address issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things somebody mentioned to me recently, because they do all three classes, and they said, "Oh, I love how the classes fit together. Sometimes, like Megan will do something that then Lisa does or Jim does in terms of hitting a particular area of the body, but in different ways. And sometimes that happens, and you guys haven't even talked about it, I don't think, but there's just a lot of synergy there. I think that's really cool. Jim, any thoughts on the upcoming workshop or the last workshop, or what's been going on for you with class?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was really nice to actually to do all three things in a single hour because usually I'm not able to attend the other classes, so I got a chance to see what goes on in the other classes and try it for myself, and it was yeah, it was interesting because just trying I haven't done much yoga, so doing a little bit of that was interesting to try, and then the self myofascial release stuff we did some stuff with feet, which I really needed. So yeah, it was nice to see it. So I think it's an interesting challenge during these workshops, trying to give people a taste of what we do in class, in 15 or 20 minutes. But I think the one of the things that's great about it is that, especially now, it's going to be easier because you can just do it on Zoom. So you'll see exactly what a normal class is like because you'll do it on Zoom, just like we do when we do the live classes. But it's also one of the things that I like about it is that we'll be able to show people how quickly they can improve
Mm,
because just even with the 15 minutes of any one of our modalities, you'll feel better afterwards. And I think I mean, I hope people that have been thinking about it that are on the fence will just give it a try and be surprised at how much of a difference you can make so quickly.
right. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think those people who do the recordings only right now, if you're available to join us live with the instructors on that Monday for that workshop, please welcome. Come on, come on and join us. It's a free chance to see these guys live, which you don't normally do if you're in a different time zone or if the recording times don't work for you of the classes, the live times. So if you're just doing the recordings, or if you've not done the class before and you're like, I don't know about this, I'm not really sure about it. Like Jim was saying, getting a taste of seeing what is it all about and how will it help me improve. And I think what I love about the classes is that even though there's a class every week, you could pick up from anywhere. If I just joined tomorrow when I started going to the class, it's not like I'm lost or I'm falling behind or I haven't figured it out. All three of you do a really good job of like anybody could start at any time and not be like, oh, I haven't been doing this before. I don't know what's going on. So that's really cool. So Megan, going back to you for a second, from your perspective, I guess, who do you think this workshop is for? Like we talked about people who want to try it or whatever, like what I guess, and for any of you, I'd invite, I'm just gonna put Megan on the spot because she gets to go. Go next, it's her turn. This isn't rehearsed. I'm just like kind of throwing questions at them. So you guys are doing a great job. But uh, who is kind of the right person to come and experience a yoga class with you? Like, I don't know, who does that benefit?
Well, I think for our program in general, and specifically this free online workshop that we're offering, is perfect for such a wide range of people, right? So if you are a complete beginner to any of our movement modalities, like you said, everything is kind of tailored towards the beginner, but we will offer modifications and variations for people who maybe have been practicing our modality for a while and want to take it another step further. So always great for beginners. I like to think too that people who are moving, maybe they are weightlifting or they're hiking or they're doing triathlons, so many different types of movement and activity. Our classes can be a really great complement to that. So if you need to maybe slow it down a little bit, do some deep tissue manipulation with Lisa, or some meditative movement with me, or challenging your brain with your movement with Jim. So I think whether you're a beginner, whether you are moving, all day, every day, you'll find something that you can enjoy with our membership. So really everybody's welcome to the free online workshop.
Great. Yeah. And Lisa, I know you've mentioned a couple times, and Jim has as well, examples for yourself where you found that the modality you were using, so for instance, the self-myofascial release, you're like, oh, I've always had this trouble spot like in this one area, and this is what worked for me, right? So how have you, um, like, how have you seen your modality helping you in the way that Megan was just talking about, and who do you see kind of benefiting from the self-myofascial release classes?
Oh, well, everyone can benefit from the classes because, as Megan said, all the modalities have ways to modify to meet your body where it is in this moment. How it's helped me, I feel like a broken record. Because it really does. It has made a difference in my life with things that I've had going on. You know, on any given day, you wake up and something, you're like, oh, I must have slept wrong. You know, this shoulder is sore. It normally isn't. You know, you can just, you know, if you're not familiar with how the self-myofascial release works, you can pop onto a class from the recordings, or, you know, just start rolling around and feeling into your own body and getting in touch with what's going on there. Also, one other thing, the workshop I think is great because sometimes we tend to get into patterns of how we exercise or certain things that we do. And this will give you an opportunity to pull one of the other classes in that maybe you don't go to very often, and also moving your body in different ways than you typically do. So like you said, Megan was saying, like, you know, if you are an athlete with a specific sport, or, you know, like I said, you just are always doing the same type of exercise over and over, this will give your body a little, you know, something new to explore and move in a different way maybe than you typically do.
Yeah, and actually, Jim, not to steal your thunder, but I got feedback from somebody I'm working with today, doing some coaching stuff, and they actually mentioned they'd been following the recordings of your class to work on their balance, and it translated over to a different program they already do, like some exercises or things that they do in their own practice, like yoga and whatever they're doing in their day, that they could hold a tree pose for the first time after doing movement for longevity. They translated it to the other exercises they were doing. So I thought, oh, that was a perfect example of, you know, something else in their life where they're benefiting. So other examples that you've had or that you're looking forward to in the workshop, or that, you know, impacts that you have had with people in class that you might want to share, or give people an idea of who benefits from this kind of stuff from your perspective?
Yeah, I think I mean, there's been definitely a wide range of feedback. I think one of the things is the people that have really significant balance challenges, sometimes like that, you know, just a couple of classes will make a massive difference because basically they didn't realize the challenges going on with their system. They find the right exercises, and over a few weeks, they get dramatic changes. So that's really nice. And then for other people, we've had some of the sort of the regulars, right, that are coming pretty much every week, and they will sometimes, you know, 3, 6 months into it, just go to do something. Like one of the examples is someone, you know, dropped his keys one day and then just went and picked them up, and just it was just one of these things. It was like realizing how easy it was without even thinking about it to get something off the floor like that when maybe it was a challenge, you know, a year ago or something like that. So, you know, I think a couple of the, I mean, I agree with what Megan and Lisa said, that, you know, anyone could benefit from these things. I'd say some of the people that would benefit most, if you've had some injuries in the past and you maybe get some imbalances or things are just a bit wonky from past injuries, you know, the stuff we do can help you resolve those things that maybe you've kind of been ignoring because you're making the best of it. But, you know, that type of thing, any former, you know, head injuries, you know, again, dating back, like you could have significant balance issues from, a head injury or concussion that you had like 2 or 3 years ago, and you don't realize how much better things could be. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be good to see some new people coming in, checking us out, and then yeah, as you said, if any of the people watching recordings normally could come and see us in person, that would be nice as well.
Yeah, and that gets to a point that I think, I don't know if we've talked about on this type of conversation before, but definitely in class about like unwinding old patterns, right? So old injuries or just dysfunction from life, right? Lisa, you're a flight attendant, so you spent a lot of time on your feet when you were working, doing that kind of stuff. I spent a ton of time for years sitting at a desk, and I'm feeling the repercussions of that. I have a standing desk now, but I've got years of like accumulated wear and tear. And I think I've really noticed a big difference with that kind of stuff coming to these classes to start unwinding those years of damage and abuse and wear and tear and everyday use that our body gets. So that's been great. And one of the points I wanted to make about that was oftentimes in class, some of the things that you're covering have been requests from people, right? So I've seen that happen multiple times where at the end of class, we'll always say, oh, if anybody has any suggestions or any feedback, and people will say, yeah, I've got really stiff neck, or my shoulders are bothering me, or can you do something for hands on arthritis? Those have been some of the topics recently. So anybody who is watching and who is a member and who does participate in our classes, or those of you who are looking to get into joining our classes, I just want to encourage them to give us feedback and suggestions for what areas you need work on, because that's why we're doing this, right? Is to help people. So I don't know if anybody has any comments on that in terms of how you pick what to cover, or what, a difference it makes getting feedback from folks, or any thoughts on that, Megan? You seem
Yeah,
like you had a thought.
that's one of my favorite things about creating these classes, is that I'm not creating them for myself. I'm creating them for the members. And what's really nice about specifically the live classes, or what I'm anticipating with this workshop, is that if you have something that's kind of bothering you that you want to be addressed, or in my modality with yoga, like last week or a couple weeks ago, I asked for requests, and someone asked for a restorative yoga class, which I'm happy to bring. I'm trained in restorative yoga too. So I love to be creative around my themes and sequencing. So, if you have any feedback or suggestions, I'm happy to incorporate those in future classes, because again, they are for the viewers, for the participants.
Great. How about you, Lisa? How have you seen that play out in your classes? I know we've
Yeah,
had quite a few
same.
requests that you've then responded to. Like the hand one is one that I thought of, that then you did stuff with the balls for arthritis, right? Was that one of the things? And actually neck and shoulders, I think we recently had with you.
Yes, yes. I love getting requests, because then we know that you're getting exactly what you need, you being our members.
Yeah.
Because if not, in my classes, then you're stuck with what my issues are. Then that's how I see my class. I'm like, oh, I need some work in this area. So that's what everyone else gets too.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to get stuck with, my issues or what the issues in my body are, then but and I don't just use my body as an example. Sometimes it just, like one of the classes not too long ago I did, because I had been out cross country skiing for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was, sore from that. So I, built a class around that, which is helpful, hopefully, for lots of people, because hopefully you're out there cross country skiing. And I'll follow fascial lines sometimes, or I also on occasion have followed meridian lines. So, it's always something different, and also try to make it interesting and try not to hit the same body part too often. I mean, I know sometimes we do need to always, if we have a certain issue going on, we want to address it regularly. But yeah, it's also good to not neglect any part of our body.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Jim? How do you incorporate feedback, or what kind of feedback have you seen that's informed classes for you?
One of the things recently was that someone had just commented on the balance test that I do, and how challenging it becomes when you close your eyes, right? So I do this thing in most classes basically for people just to have an idea of, here are some different ways you can test your own balance just as a baseline to say, where am I at today? So a month from now, I'll know whether I'm improving or not.
Yeah.
And, so I do I suggest the test a few different ways with your eyes open, and then if you feel safe, try it with your eyes closed. And the challenge with it is the difference between eyes open and eyes closed is maybe too drastic. It can be surprisingly difficult to do things with your eyes closed if you're not used to doing it. So what I ended up doing was I actually built a class a few weeks ago where we actually almost the entire class I did a whole bunch of different things around balance, finding different like a different foot positions, from easiest to more challenging, and then not just doing some stuff eyes closed, but doing stuff eyes open, but say moving your head and doing things like that. So you can helping people build a progression to help them get faster results. Because the challenges with anything is if it's so challenging that you really can't be successful, it's going to be hard to improve. So, taking feedback from people in class and just trying to find ways more of a gradient so people can find something that's challenging for them, but they can still be successful. And then, you know, in a few weeks or a few months, they can always go to the much more difficult things because they'll be ready. So that's kind of, I think, the main thing. And yeah, people have, asked for other things like doing more strength work. So then I'll find ways, I'll show examples. If you have a weight, here's how you would use it with this exercise and things like that. So yeah.
I think the gradients thing is something I love about these classes is no matter where you are, like Megan, you were saying how this, and Lisa, this benefiting so many different people and having a wide range of variations or modifications. So you can have an easy version, a moderate version, a hard version, depending on where you are with that particular movement or that particular skill or, whatever's going on in your body. There's so many different places to go. So it's not like I go to yoga every week and I'm like, oh yeah, we've done this before. It's like, oh, now I can challenge myself to do it a little bit differently. Or, same thing with myofascial release. I think when you first start out, it might be too much to lay on these balls if you're, working on your back or something and your back is sore, but having that layer of blanket, and then eventually you can take that off or you could, change your position slightly. So there's always somewhere to go, it feels like with the classes, like that I'm not going to get bored, at least from my perspective. I feel like there's always something new to try and you guys do a great job of keeping it like new and fresh and interesting we've been doing this for, I should have been like 9 months now, something like that. And I'm not bored yet. So yeah, I just really look forward to it. It's a great part of my week. So I really hope other people will take the opportunity to join us. And as Jim was saying, those progressions that you did as well, I did get good feedback on those in terms of people finding new things that worked for them after that balance class. So yeah, the feedback's been awesome. People who are doing the classes seem to really enjoy them. I would love to get the word out to more people. So I'm putting a challenge out to our Facebook group friends who are going to see this, and anybody who sees this if we post it on the YouTube, to come join us in the workshop, check it out, see what it's all about. It'll be a great opportunity to meet the instructors and get a taster and see what it's like. So any other final parting thoughts? Otherwise we'll do this again next month with some other topic. So if folks have a topic they want us to cover or questions, they can leave them in the comments. Jim, did you have something to add? Anything last parting remarks?
I mean, I think if I could leave people with one thing is I know you can be better than you are. You just need to find the right things to do. So if you've been thinking about it, just come and give it a try because I think I think people would be surprised at how approachable our sessions are. That even if you think, no, I've never done exercise classes, that's totally fine. We're gonna find a way that it will work for you. And you just, if you start doing the classes in the next few weeks, in a few months, you'll be amazed at how your life could be transformed. So just come and give us a try.
Awesome. Anyone else? And Megan, do you want to give us that date one more time and the details? And I'll definitely post it in the comments so people, and I'll post the link for people to sign up as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. It will be Monday, February 22nd, and it is from 6 to 7 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And once you register, you're going to get a Zoom link, so you'll be able to join us from home. It's going to look similar to this, but hopefully many, many more people. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. And if you haven't done Zoom classes before, it's a little different to get used to for sure, but it's very, as Jim said, very approachable, and we can walk anybody through it. So that's part of what I do, is help people get onto Zoom. And I've got people now doing classes online who have never done it before. So I hope everybody comes and joins us, and we'll see everyone on the 22nd. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Coach Trish.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.